Welcome to Joy of Business with host Simone Milasas, a dynamic business leader with a difference. Simone has founded and operated many businesses from a young age and has always done business differently. Today, Simone is the worldwide coordinator of Access Consciousness and travels the world presenting Joy of Business programs using access tools and empowering people to know that they can create business in a different way and make money doing it. Simone Milasas, weekly on OMTimes Radio.
Hi everybody, welcome to Joy of Business. You're Simone Milasas, your host. And I'm actually in lovely New Zealand. It's on the North Island, down south of the North Island, in a place called Whakapapa. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's called Whakapapa. It's spelled Whakappa, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place. Right near a volcano, but we can't see it at the moment because it's covered in awesome fog. And it's amazing. It's on the national park. You can do lots of hiking. We've got an Access Consciousness 7-day event here. There are changes happening left, right, and center. I do. I have Brendon Watt here, my wonderful, awesome partner in crime, partner in creation, partner in sexy time, partner in everything. Welcome, Brendon.
Well, welcome. Thank you.
Now, this is going to be a little different today because I'm just going to pass it over to Miss Rebecca Hulse, who is Joy Business creative producer. And we're doing a little bit of interview style.
Tell them the title first.
What's your title?
Relationship Uncut.
Relationship Uncut. There you go. Because you know what? Relationship is a business, and it's like, how are you running your relationship / business? So Rebecca's going to ask us a few questions, and it's Relationship Uncut. We're going to go from there. So welcome, Rebecca, as well.
Rebecca's going to be in control of us.
So I am the one in control, apparently, today. But here's the thing, is Brendon and Simone have one of the most different relationships I know of. They're also the two people that could say something like, I miss him, and I don't want to vomit. And it is truly from this sense of the spaces that they contribute to each other. So today, we're going to see what we can find out about their relationship and what makes that different and what you could add to your relationships, and then you could have something greater. But first, I would like to know, what is a relationship to you two?
Well, I can give you the Access Consciousness definition of a relationship first.
Well, I can give you my definition of relationship is something that adds to your life, full stop. When I look at relationship is if it's adding to my life and it's creating more in my life, whereas if I'm in relationship with someone, i.e. Simone, because we are in a relationship, is the two of us are not separate, yet we also create different. So we have a place where what Simone creates and what I create multiplies by this amount that is undefinable. So it's like, when you're with someone and you feel like you could conquer the world, to me, that's a relationship.
And to add to it, too, it's like relationship is literally, like if you look up the meaning, it's the distance between two things. So how many people out there are creating a relationship that creates a distance and separation? And like as Brendon said, a relationship should be something that contributes and adds to your life. I mean, these 7-day events.
And if it's not, get out of it.
We'll give you some manipulative tools maybe to get out of it. So, but if you're not having fun, it's like ask yourself, why are you doing it? Because you don't have to have a relationship. And it's like relationship is not a necessity. It should be a choice.
And actually, I retract my latest comment, I believe. Ask what else is possible here and what else could I be able to do to change this? What could I be able to do different to change this? Because oftentimes we get into these situations in relationship where we judge our partners or they're judging us or we think that something should be different, but we don't actually ask for it. So when you get to those sticky times in your relationship, because we have them as well. I mean, we have these times in our relationship where we go, oh, shit, question. Okay, so what can I be able to do different here to change this needs to be your operative state in relationship. You need to look at, rather than deciding anything with a relationship, you need to go to question. If you can't go to question, then leave.
And, you know, I mean, as I was saying, that these Access Consciousness 7-day events can be quite full on because we hire this whole place out and everyone comes from all over the world and, you know, it's more advanced class. And this morning's been really quite full on for me, and it's like the awareness I have of the world, the awareness I have of where people are functioning from and what they're choosing has been quite confronting, and it's like right in front of me. And I was crying this morning, and I just looked at Brendon, and he just reached across and he touched my hand, and he didn't try and make it better, as in solve anything or be an answer for me. He just said to me, hey, are you aware of how many changes are occurring? And he was like, and, you know, just know that everything is going to be okay. But the one thing I was so grateful for was energetically, he was there for me. He wasn't trying to solve anything. He wasn't trying to fix anything. He wasn't trying to make it wrong so I could become better. It was just like, hey, this energy of just like, it's going to be okay. And it's like knowing, I mean, look at your life. And it's like, has it ever turned out worse? Or does your life just keep getting better and better and better? You need to ask the questions to create that and choose that. Choice is one of the biggest factors here. But relationship, getting back to what Rebecca originally asked, is pretty much the place where you are a contribution to each other. It should be fun.
And this is the brilliance of Simone and Brendon, is you can ask them one simple question and you get out 5 minutes of awareness and brilliance and just wonderful. And the thing is, like, I've seen them both change and go through some things that would not be like an easy day's work. But they're still, even when the other person maybe, how do you put this, like, not exactly easy to be around, the other person still has their back. I'm not sure that has happened overnight for you guys, but maybe you want to tell us about how you do be there for each other even when it is difficult.
Well, if you got to look at, okay, so what am I capable of, and am I willing to have my own back? Because if you're not willing to have your own back, you won't have anyone else's. So for me, I look at, okay, so I know I'm brilliant, I get that, and I also have my moments when I go, but I'm pathetic, I'm so pathetic. But having my back means I know I'll always get out of that. Having Simone's back is I know she'll always change. So having that, I know that whatever she's going through means she's changing, and it also means nothing because I know she'll get through it. So that's what it is for me. And
a couple of things there. The brilliance, without making me cry now on radio, but you can't see me.
Mine's having an interesting time.
Well, the willingness that Brendon actually has for me to change.
Yeah.
He doesn't want me to be the same. He's not asking for me to do things the same way I did them yesterday. He's asking for me to change and asking me to be everything that I can possibly be.
Which is the key to relationship.
Yeah, you cannot expect someone to change, and yet you need to allow them to change. If you expect your partner to change, then what that creates is more of a conflict and a confrontation. Very different from being in allowance of your partner changing and in allowance of your partner choosing everything that they would possibly like to choose. Mm. And Rebecca, the question you asked too, it's like when there are like, quote unquote hard times, and it's like the one thing I know with Brendon, it's like if he's going through something, it's like I'm available, and it's like that energetic place of being available, and yet I never ever go up to him and go, hey, Brendon, what's up? What can I do? What can I do? Can I fix something? Can I do this? Can I get you something or whatever? Which, ladies and gentlemen, as a woman, you need to give the man space. Most men process in a very different way to women, and it's like they require the space. So what I do is I'm like, hey, can I get you something, or do you need anything? Ask 1, 2, possibly 3 questions, and that's it. But not from looking for the answer, only from this energy of just like, hey, I'm here. I've got your back.
And gentlemen, realize that that's the way that you process things. For me, like, we were driving out here, to this 7-day event, and it's a 4-hour drive. Whakapapa. We're driving to Whakapapa. And I was pissed off. I had shit going on in my world, and and I was in a car and driving, and I was like, I'm just going to enjoy the fuck out of this. But Simone gives me the space to do that. So that if you need that as a man, if you need that, then you need to, when your girl says to you, is there anything I can do? no, and I'm so grateful that you're there for me, and right now I just need some space. But say it as it is, not as I need to beat around the bush about it. It's like, say it as it is. Say, I need some space right now, and I'm processing some things and blah, 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 whatever. But say it how you need to say it and realize that you need some space.
But that car trip was like at least 4.5 hours, right?
And I can suck the fucking space out of anything.
I think we have to lower on the swearing thing. Anyway, I don't know.
But no, it's called Relationship Uncut.
It is called Relationship Uncut. But in that car trip, though, I mean, I knew that he was not happy. He was pissed off, and he was really enjoying it, which is great. So I don't think we spoke for like 2 hours, but I just did my thing. It's like I had my computer on my lap, I had my bottle of water and stuff, and then we didn't talk for ages. And then we just allowed that space to be and to change. And it's like, that is so important and so prevalent that you allow that for the other person, because no one's wrong. You're not meant to be in a relationship and walk around being happy all the time. And it's like, it's all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory, which is the mantra of Access Consciousness, and you can use that at any time for absolutely anything. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. I think Brendon would like to say something else.
No, I was going to say that everything that brought up for all of you, we destroy and uncreate it.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pot corner, and short spoils millions.
Relationship is not about getting it right. Just because it starts with an R doesn't mean it has to be right. And it also doesn't have to be wrong, okay? It's just fun.
And realize, if you're a man, you're always wrong.
Oh, Brendon.
Maybe we can talk more about men's and women's language when we come back.
That's a good idea. We have a couple of minutes to go. No, not yet. We've got a couple of minutes to go. So, what else?
Well, the other thing that I would love to know, so it seems like you guys don't have the same relationship every day at all. I mean, you're always different people, but it seems like your relationship is also different. So how are you guys doing that?
Well, we look at each other for who we are each day. So, and we also destroy and create our relationship. Our relationship. Did I say relationship? Relationship each day. So if we look at, okay, so what if you didn't function with your partner as who they were yesterday, but who they are today? So every night when you go to sleep, destroy and uncreate your relationship with your partner, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pot corner, and short spoilers millions. And then what if you could wake up with a new person every day? What if you had no definition of who they are, and they could actually, you could give them the space to be them?
Yeah, just because they chose something yesterday doesn't mean they're going to choose it again today. I mean, do you want...
Like me, because I'm a little OCD.
You are. And it's like, I mean, do you want sex to be the same every time you have sex? And it's like, how boring. And it's like, what if every time you had sex, it was completely different? And it's like, you played with it the same way as you play with a relationship. So we are off to a break, and we'll be back really soon.
Maybe we should do a Zoom on.
Don't go away. Don't go away. We'll be back real soon, because we're not leaving you. You're with Rebecca Hulse, the creative producer of Joy Business, Simone Milasas, and Brendon Watt.
What if you are the only one who truly knows how to create your business and your life? This September, the Joy of Business is coming to Denver, and Simone Milasas will be giving you tools and practices to discover what works for you to expand your business and your life. The one-day seminar, Access Business 101, has no prereqs and is followed by 2 days of Access Business 102. These classes are for anyone desiring to create more. Join us at accessjoyofbusiness.com/classes. Is now the time to create what you know is possible but haven't been choosing?
Host your show on IOM-FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM-FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
Circle of Hearts Radio is a sanctuary on the airwaves. Join me, Grandmother Elia, in the circle on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, as I share information to both enlighten and nourish your soul.
The number one reason girls drop out of school in sub-Saharan Africa is lack of access to feminine hygiene products. The Pads for Schoolgirls Project, an outreach of Humanity Healing International, is changing this paradigm by setting up sewing programs at schools, teaching girls a vocational skill, while producing the reusable pads that help keep them attending classes. The girls pay it forward by making and giving pad kits to other girls in need. To learn more, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is. The cutting edge of conscious radio. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Hello, everyone. We're back on Joy of Business with OMTimes, but today it's about the business of your relationship. Relationship Uncut. So today I'm the one in the host seat, and I have Simone and Brendon here to interview with amazing questions about relationship. And so far, it has been uncut. So I would love to.
It will be uncut.
And it will continue to be uncut. We're having a lot of fun here in New Zealand. And we've just been talking and joking in the break about growing old and being an old man with a hanky. And I told you it was uncut. And I would love to know, though, so if you don't have any projections or expectations, how do you create a future together?
Well, if you had no judgments of yourself, how would you create your future? If you had no judgments of your partner, how would you create your future? And everything that is, time for God's doing, we destroy and create it.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and popcorn, iron short, sports, millions.
And so the thing is, it's like you create a future with your partner, but not necessarily like in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, we'll do this. Like one of the things where I always chose no relationship, because I thought, this is crazy. Because I hadn't met Brendon, exactly. And he's not perfect, because perfection is a judgment. He's just awesome. You're awesome. So, but one of the things was that I looked at, I was like, how can you look at someone and say, oh, I'd like to be with them in the next 50 years? It's like, I had no idea where I was going to be in 5 years' time. And to have that necessity of bringing someone along with you always felt very contracting. And my whole entire life, I've always been able to do things on my own. Like I traveled all around the world on my own. I, go to the movies on my own. I'm not shy to go to a restaurant on my own, which is very funny. When you have that point of view, you end up having a lot of people around you. But I never needed a relationship. And one of the things when we decided to buy a house together, I was freaking out because I was like, oh my goodness, we're buying a house together and this means, this means, this means, this means, this means. So right now, everything you've decided that your relationship, quote unquote, means, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah. Right
and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all named shorts, boys and beyond. And we were actually living in the house that we bought at the time, and I remember standing on the stairs and Brendon sitting on the sofa in the foyer, and he looks at me and he says to me, you know what, it's just a business deal. We can always sell it. And I was like, oh my goodness, me, founder of Joy Business. I'm like, of course, this is a business deal. We can sell it.
Brendon is profound.
I was looking at it going, oh my God, this means that we have to be together for 50 years and get rocking chairs for our 50th wedding anniversary or something, I don't know. And it's like, and we've actually both, neither of us.
Never would have fitted rocking chairs.
No, but neither of us have actually desired to get married, and we honor that. And that's a whole other story, because I remember at one time when Brendon said to me, hey honey, if you really wanted to get married, I would do it for you. And not from this resistance and reaction, he would do it with me. And it's like, but I've never desired it. He doesn't desire it. So we create a relationship not from being married, as far as the Australian, legal terminology goes, we're pretty much done anyway. It's like we've been de facto for so long. But the thing is, what we're talking about is creating a future. If you're willing to actually look at things like that, like say buying a house, and it's like you are creating a greater future. It's like we actually just bought a second house, and it's like, so the future that creates and how you invest in your future. So where have you been unwilling to invest in your future because you think that you have to be with this person for the next 50 years rather than still having it as a choice? And everything that is time to go zillion when you destroy and uncreate it.
Yeah.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and popcorn, iron shorts, boys and beyond.
Wow, this is a really cool conversation. The other thing I would love to know about is what happens when you have two different futures in mind, or you have different points of view, or how do you talk to your partner when you're operating from different points of view?
So Simone wants it.
I do. No, I remember a few years ago when I just had this hit. It was like, and we've been together, I think, 6 years. And it was 2 years ago or something, and I was like, I had this hit that I felt like I wanted to go live in Europe. But it didn't mean splitting up with you. And I spoke to you guys about it, and I was like, I feel like I want to go spend 6 months in Europe or something. But it wasn't from separation. It was just like a desire to be in Europe. So I would have missed the guns. But Brendon wasn't like, you can't go or we have to go with you. He was just like, oh, okay. And we did have a few chats about it. And we also joked about it. Because he was like, oh, you'll have to let us some money for this, and this, you know. Or we'll still have, you know, these shared bank accounts or whatever. But it wasn't about splitting up. It was just about having those choices. Now, as Rebecca asked that question, I forgot about that conversation. It was like 2-3 years ago. And then recently, in the past 6 months, we've actually both been talking about moving to Europe for 6 months or buying, like, you know, a little casa in Italy or
mother, actually, so.
in Italy or in, you know, south of France or something, and basing ourselves there for a while. And we spoke to Nash, our son, about it, and he's all for it. And he's our wicked stepmother.
No, the mother, I meant.
Oh,
the wicked mother.
I'm the stepmom. And then we've got the mum to deal with, which is a whole other topic of the business of relationships and families. Maybe one day we'll talk about that. Well, you just did. But everything is that and everything that brought up, where you're just throwing uncreated. Right on good about pop and pot all names, shorts, boys, and beyond. Did you have anything on Rebecca's question?
I don't think so.
You don't remember
I just went into wicked mother. So.
Right, but I mean, there's so many different elements to relationship, and sometimes actually relationship is a big choice rather than a little choice. So maybe you guys would like to talk about the difference of that and how you deal.
Relationship's not actually a big choice. Marriage is a big choice. So a relationship can be, what if you could be with someone for one day and go, wow, that was awesome. That was so fun. We're in a relationship for one day, and then you could not be in a relationship. Marriage is a little different because then you're married to them. So,
well, hang on, I got something to say though, because we're in a relationship, but it became a big choice when you bought a dog and a kid. And there was moments. How so? Well, all of a sudden, I had a 5-year-old.
Candid chat.
Yeah, I had a 5-year-old. I mean, when I met Brendon, I was living in Brisbane. I actually moved to the Sunshine Coast, and I had a 2-bedroom apartment, and I was using 1 bedroom as an office, which happened to have a couch in it that folded down to a bed. And, you know, all of a sudden, the weeks go by, the months go by, and I've got this 5-year-old kid camping out in my office, you know. And I remember one day I said to him, Nash, if you're going to stay here, you need to, you know, put your stuff away. And he looked at me and he goes, well, where do I put my stuff away? Where does it go? And I was like, oh, crap. And I was like, I need to create somewhere for him to have his place.
You just hadn't realised yet that he was your kid.
I know that. But I also remember one day, because we live across the road from the beach, and I went to the beach, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm so used to being on my own. And then I come home, and I'm used to. I know. And it's like, what are you creating now, and what are you creating as your future? And I was crying, and you started chatting to me, and you were like, you know, hey, you okay? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I didn't sign up for a 5-year-old. And you looked at me and you said, okay. And you said, well, but I sort of come with a 5-year-old.
So what have you decided that you signed up for that limits you from what you're actually capable of? Everything that is times Godzilla, where you're just trying to uncreate it.
Right, and I'm good about pop and pot all named shorts, boys and beyond. So, I mean, short story, Nash was very smart. Brendon was working at that stage and going up north, etc. And I happened to go to a bar swap, which bars, Access Consciousness bars, if you haven't heard about them, I have spoken about them on here.
Do it.
Look up accessconsciousness.com and go find a facilitator or practitioner to run your bars.
Or
absolutely brilliant.
Manipulate them and say, you will never do it. Oh.
Yeah, you'll probably never get your bars run because it'll change everything in your life. So forget what I said. So anyway, I went to this bar swap, and this little 5-year-old kid walks in with his grandma, right, Brendon's mother, and he runs over to me and gives me this biggest hug, and I'm getting my bars run, and he jumps up on the table, and he lies on top of me and cuddles into me as I'm getting my bars run. And later throughout the day, he's running around outside, and he falls over, and he grazes his knee, and he's crying, and he's hurt himself. He doesn't go to grandma. He goes to me, and he's like, you know. So I take him to the bathroom, and I clean his knee up, and I cuddle him, and I kiss him and stuff. And then he spent the whole day with me. It was like he wasn't even with grandma. And I was like, God damn this kid. And I was like, the energy that he was being with me, and I had to have a moment and say, okay, I have created a great life on my own. I loved it. I didn't have a resistance to it. I created a lot. I always was willing to receive, and I would do anything that I absolutely desired. And then I had the energy of this amazing man and this kid, and I was like, oh, it feels like my life has more. So would I not want to have that energy in my life? So it was smart enough to receive that.
This is the key. This is the point to a relationship, is I feel like I have so much and I'm so great on my own, but what if someone else could add to that? What if someone else could add to that place and not only be 1 + 1, but 1 + 1,000,000?
Exactly. And everything that is, and everywhere that you haven't been willing to receive that and look at that where you destroy and uncreate it.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pop and popcorn, iron, short, boys and beyond.
Thank you for saying that, because I realized too, I was looking at, like when I first went, I don't know if I can do this with a 5-year-old. And you said, well, I'd sort of come with a 5-year-old.
Right, He's attached to my fucking leg, can't you see?
I was looking at the contraction of it. Yeah. I was looking at the contraction, but then what he showed me was the expansion. So have a look at your relationship as it currently is in any situation that you may be doubting and ask, okay, so is it contracting my life or is it expanding my life?
And if it's not adding to your life, are you sure you want it?
And don't listen to your friends and family. You choose for you.
No, but ask that. Okay, so does this relationship add to my life? Yes or no? Simple.
And then we ended up moving house, and he bought a dog as well, which is so beautiful. I love Max.
But I know shit. And you had to reel you in. I'm like a fisherman.
You got to reel it in.
But boys, that's what you do with girls. You just point at the hook. First you hook the bait, you throw it out, and then you reel them in. Easy.
So we are going to head off to a break really soon, but the one thing I do want to invite you all to is Brendon and I are actually doing a call called Relationship.
And I'm going to be in total off.
Are you sure you want one? It's called Relationship, Are You Sure You Want One? And there's a first part series that starts in July, and there's a second part series if you're game enough to join us for that as well. So the first part series it starts on the 11th, 12th, and 13th of July, but that's Australian date. So go back a day for the US, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So we're off to a break, and we'll be seeing you real soon. Don't go away, because we're not going to leave you. We've got 2 more segments here. What else do you want to know about relationships? All right, see you soon.
Have you ever wondered how to change your love paradigm? The secret key is finding a love partnership, not just a regular connection. How do you find these? Through conscious relationships. Ascending Hearts Dating is a dating site for people like you that believes in second chances and a different type of spiritual connection. Try Ascending Hearts for free today at ascendinghearts.com and change your love paradigm. Ascending Hearts, the premier dating community for the spiritually awake.
The Conscious Parenting Radio Show provides inspiration and resources for loving, empowering, and respecting your children and yourself. Join me, Timothy, every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time as we consciously explore proven ways of living together in happiness, health, and harmony.
Host your show on IOM-FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM-FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
Is your current school not meeting the needs of your child? Have you been looking for a school that empowers your child to explore what he or she is truly capable of? The Access Possibilities School is an online school that offers a core curriculum in a totally different way. With frequent contact between teachers and students, the aim of Access Possibility School is to nurture your child's unique gifts and to provide the best education available in a holistic way. To learn more about a school that can inspire and support you and your child, go to accesspossibilityschool.com.
Connecting you with the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
And we're back. This is Relationship Uncut on Joy of Business today, and I'm Rebecca Hulse, the producer of Joy of Business. And today I've taken over the questioning seat to talk to Simone and Brendon. And Brendon is still being an old man with his hanky, apparently. This is his new favorite role, but we're going to make him younger again in a second and talk about relationship. Uncut. Do you really want one? Now, you may have heard on the break that, or just before the break, that they're doing this amazing telecall. And let me say, I've seen the behind the scenes of this. We've just done a bunch of videos featuring this. And I'm sitting with them, and I see them most days. How did I get so lucky? But this telecall relationship, are you sure you want one? Will be uncut. You could ask these to anything from anything you want to know in sex, to how do I manipulate my partner into doing this, to how do I get rid of my partner, or how do I be happy every day? Or do you even need one? How do you create a relationship with yourself? I'm honestly, with these two, not sure where the hell it's going to go, but I do know that it's going to be great. So if you would like to join us,
it's going to be very irreverent.
Extremely irreverent. So if you do want to check this out, I dare you to. It's accessjoyofbusiness.com/relationship. Just as easy as that. So where do we want to go now? What else do you two know about relationships that someone could start instituting right now to create something greater with the one they already have?
Well, I hate that question.
Well, it's a pretty vulnerable question though too, because it's I can say this because I'm a woman, okay?
And you're not on Zoom. So
no, but I can say this because I'm a woman, because I see women treat men all the time by bossing them around and telling them what they can't do and what they can do and not honouring them. And it's like, please, ladies, and it's like, whatever your partner is doing, and it's like, whatever your partner is being, let them be that. And it's like, you will destroy and you will contract the man in your life. Yes, he's a man in your life, and you'll contract it if you go on and harping onto him about what he should do or what he shouldn't do. There was this very, very funny Facebook post a long time ago that, do you remember what it said? It said, It was something like the man was saying, stop nagging me. He said, stop nagging me every 6 months. If I said I'd do it, I'll do it. And it's pretty much what it is. And it's like, you know what, one hint that Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, gave me, I remember, because Brendon's pretty handy around the house. He's very handy at, he can get a hammer, he can, he's a tradesman and all that sort of stuff. But he'll only do it when he really wants to. So I would need something, say, around the house, and I'm hopeless at it. And I would expect, we haven't got it right, I would expect him to do it. And I remember talking to Gary, and he said, no, what you have to do is go hire someone to do it. So then he'll be like, I could do that. I could have done that. And it's like, so you're not expecting your partner to actually do something or be something. Go hire someone else to do it. And it's like, just enjoy them. So everything that doesn't allow you to enjoy them for their choices every single day, truth, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pun, pock, all night, short, spoils, meals.
So Brendon is amazing at cooking. And it's like, he's brilliant at it. You are pretty good. He got in the top 100 in MasterChef in Australia. And then it was very interesting what it brought up for all of us, because the deal of what you have to do and all of that, and we sort of went, oh, okay, well, maybe that's not what we'd like. Actually, you know what? I remember what it did bring us is business class travel. Well, because the first time, hang on, I'm talking, see what you have to do. So,
men realise when you're not welcome.
So I remember when you were going into MasterChef, we thought you were going in there, and instead of both of us going to Europe, it was me going to Europe. So I was looking at the tickets, and there was a sale on a Qantas of $8,000 Europe return. And I was like, I remember sitting on the couch going, oh, should I buy it? Should I do it? And you were like, honey, yes, do it. Buy it. And then so I bought this business class ticket for $8,000 return. And then you didn't get into MasterChef. And I was like, oh, my God, I just spent all this money on this. Now we have to buy you a ticket. But what actually happened was we started creating more money. And now we buy business class tickets all the time. So more money started showing up.
Yeah, because we're just silly.
But this is a topic that comes up all the time in relationship, is money, and how much you spend on what and on who, and how does this work out, and whose money comes from where. And I know that you guys have created something totally different with the way that you work and contribute to creating money.
Yeah. And what does money mean to you?
Whoa, everything is out of your
Everything
man.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pop, all nine shorts, boys and millions. Look, we looked at this for a long time, and it was like, well, Simone had her money and I had my money, which was this, to me it felt like this Goliath versus this ant. Like it was like, she earns this money and I'm pathetic. Shit, but I wasn't willing to look at what I contribute to the money. So where are you not willing to look at what money you actually could have that you're not willing to? How into that is, comes Godzillion, we destroy our credit.
We're writing on green bad, pocket pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyond.
So how do you create something that really truly works for you when it comes to money?
Okay, so the one thing I would say, it's not going to happen overnight.
Yes.
Okay?
But it would happen.
Well, you've got to make it happen. You've got to look at what does the other person require and what do you require. Two good questions. Even just start with that. Okay, so what do I require with money? What does he require with money or her require with money or whatever it is? So I have certain things that I like with money. I have my 10% account, which is something that we've spoken about on the radio show, but to short hint, every single dollar you earn, put 10 cents away just for you, and it's an honouring of you. So it's a 10% account. You're putting this money away for you, not to, save the family, not for a rainy day, not to get you out of trouble, not to invest in something. It's literally just 10% just for you. So I love having my 10% account. It works for me. We don't have a shared 10% account. I have my own. He has his. Now, the other thing that also works for me is having lots of cash around. I need cash. Like, I feel more creative when I have cash. That just works for me.
And water.
And water, and a bottle of wine in the fridge, okay? There's the three things. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You found all that about me. I have a bottle of wine in the fridge, and I have some water on me.
We know you.
And I have cash. And it's like, but then I would ask, okay, so what else do I require? And it's like, what else does Brendon require? What does Nash require? And I mean, it's like when you sort of get to the stage where you have a commitment to each other, not based on a necessity, a commitment to each other based on choice, then you start to look at how else you can expand your life. Now, one of the tools for that is creating your own financial reality together is get a piece of paper, an Excel spreadsheet, whatever works for you, and write down every single expense you have. Now, I have spoken about this on a previous radio show, but some of you may have just come on. Write down all your expenses. Now, as my life sort of grew with Brendon, it was like, oh, okay, so we have added expenses. Like, seriously, when he first moved his dog into our house.
Your dog?
Well, my dog now, our dog now. But I looked at it as his dog, and I would go, oh, well, I just spent $20 on food for Max. He should be paying for that. Like, that was my mentality. But that was also my way of maintaining some form of separation.
Wait, but how does that did that create a future?
I get it created, at the time, I get it created like some sort of safety zone for me because I could always look at, I could leave any day. Right. And it's like, and how many of you have a back door with your relationship instead of actually creating the future of a relationship and still making a choice every day? Like tomorrow I could wake up and think, oh, okay, this isn't working for me. And in an honouring way, there's some way that we would work something out. But it doesn't mean that it has to be in 50 years' time I'm with him because I'm now paying for the dog food. You know what I mean? It's like, what insanity are you creating that if you didn't create it would actually create a possibility with relationship? And everything at that is time to Godzilla and we destroy and uncreate it.
Right or wrong, good and bad, pod and pop, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
But this is the thing that I see that you two do all the time, though, is that even though you work and create together, you never stop creating or allowing yourselves to have the things that work for you.
Yeah.
Well, we do, and they're very quick. Because I get to places where I go, oh no, I'm like, I don't want to do this, I'm blah, blah, blah. But not with a relationship, with life, where I go, this is frustrating me, this is blah, blah, blah. But you need to pull yourselves on those moments and go, okay, is this real? And what if click of the finger could be your reality where you go, no, it's not going to happen. No, there's more I can create. No, what other questions can I ask? And have, not limitation, your direction in your life. Don't do limitation as a direction to possibilities.
So one of the things that we actually talk about in Joy Business classes, which we have some coming up in Denver in September, hint, hint. Love to see you there. They're also live stream. Is every time you look at something as a problem, instead of looking at it as a problem, ask what possibility is available here. And it's like, what if you did that with your relationship?
Instead of, I'm so pathetic.
Yeah, don't use that P word. Use the possibility P word. So it's like if you think there's a problem, instead ask what possibility is available. Now, I think this sort of brings us into the women's English, men's English.
Yes, this is one of my
Please, I want this.
This is one of my favorite things that I hear you two talk about. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to show you guys it, and you're going to talk about it.
I'm going to do...
And, of course, ladies first.
No, I'll do women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brendon first.
I'm going to do women and Simone can do men. So, women's English, okay?
Subtext.
Yes equals no. No equals yes. Maybe equals no. We need, I want. I am so sorry, you'll be sorry. We need to talk, you'll be in trouble. Sure, go ahead. You better not. Oh, this made me laugh. Do you want? You'll pay for this later.
Do what you want.
Do what you want. You'll pay for this later. We're going to do this. You are going to do this. I'm not upset. Of course I'm upset. I'm upset, you moron. You are currently... you are certainly attentive today. Is sex all you ever think about?
Okay, let's see if I can do this before we go off to the next break. The men's English is I'm hungry equals I'm hungry. I am sleepy means I'm sleepy. I am tired means I am tired. Nice dress means nice cleavage. I love you means let's have sex now. I am bored means do you want to have sex? May I have this dance means I'd like to have sex with you. Do you want to go to the movies means I'd like to have sex with you. Can I take you out to dinner means I'd like to have sex with you. I don't think those shoes go with that outfit means I'm gay.
We should have done the other way around because I could have read that. I can't fucking read that.
You can't read the women's subtext. See, men can't read women's subtext. That's pretty much how it happens. So we are going off to our next break. Don't go away. You're with Simone Milasas, Brendon Watt, Rebecca Hulse on Joy of Business on OMTimes Radio, and we are talking about Relationship Uncut.
Would you like to be a part of creating a sustainable future on planet Earth? The El Lugar Foundation, created by Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane Heer, is a non-for-profit organization providing alternative ways of working with and preserving land for a sustainable future. To donate and learn more, go to www.crowdrise.com/El Lugar. What kind of earth would you like to see passed on to the next generation and beyond? www.crowdrise.com/El Lugar.
As difficult as it is to believe, there are places in Africa where human traffickers sell albino children and their body parts for use in magic rituals. Humanity Healing International is actively working in Uganda to change this paradigm. The Albino Rescue Project finds albino children who are at risk and places them in safe schools and environments where they can learn and grow free from fear. To learn more or to sponsor a child, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is. Are you trying to get from point A to point B and need a little advice? Connect with the counselors at OMTimes Advisors. Whether you're looking for a life coach or a spiritual intuitive, the advisors participating at advisors.omtimes.com were carefully chosen based on their gifts, skills, and professionalism. OMTimes Advisors, connecting you with the best advisors in the business.
Hi, I'm Katrina Kavanagh, host of the I Am Wisdom radio show. I Am Wisdom is about the connection between mind work and energy work, spirituality, and living a wonderful life. Looking forward to sharing each Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with you.
Your conscious connection to a more mindful world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Hello, everyone. We are back on OMTimes with Joy of Business, but today it's about
me.
It's about relationship and what do you do and do not do on relationship. Apparently, to a humanoid woman is not a good idea. So, and then someone didn't see him. See, there's so much things going on behind the scenes here during these ad breaks, but maybe there's a few do and do nots about relationship that is a very different way of do and do not.
Really?
Yes, really.
We're going to talk about that?
We're going to talk about it.
All right, so what is a do not in a relationship?
What is it, Brendon?
Please talk.
You tell me.
Okay, so one...
He's going to cry.
No, I'm not going to cry. I'm going to laugh. One of the biggest do nots in a relationship is expect. So everything you expect from your partner, destroy and uncreate that. Right, wrong, good, bad, fun, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyond. Because if you expect or project that your partner should be something or someone, then you instantly they need to either go to judgment or you do. So everything that is times everywhere you've been or done that, and everything that doesn't allow that to change for you, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, beyonds. I'm going to give you another tool, and this is mainly for the gentlemen, is shut up.
You sure that one's not for the ladies?
Well, ladies won't listen, though. So every time you go to say anything, look at it and go, because for me, I know that I was brought up to think before you speak. So you'd be like, blah, 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 blah. And you'd think about everything before you spoke. But before you actually let words come from your mouth, what if you went, okay, is this actually going to contribute?
What future is this going to create?
What future is this going to create? So, shut up. Everything that is times God's doing, we're just trying to create it.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, mills. I'm passing you over. Here you go.
Okay, so one of the things, too, I really want to get clear on, too, when we're talking about Brendon Watt, myself, Simone Milasas, and the relationship that we have, man, woman, child, dog, etc., and there's also other relationships in life, too. And it's like, I'm sitting here looking at Rebecca Hulse, the creative producer of Joy of Business, and she's going to make me cry because I'm so friggin' grateful for her and everything that she's continuously willing to be and do and create, I said friggin', and generate. And it's like, you have all these tools you use with the people you work with as well. You use them with your friends, you use them with the family, and it's like you use them with everyone. And it's like, I am so incredibly grateful for what I have created, what we have created, Rebecca and I, as well. So that was one thing I wanted to say, which is very funny because the next thing I wanted to say, going from my Rebecca and me relationship, is I was like, let's bring up on the last segment sex.
Seriously?
Why not? So, one of the things that Brendon taught me, so I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. Gary Douglas actually said to me,
you want to have sex?
Not now. We've got a few minutes left to go. And then one of the things that Gary actually said to me was, you need to have sex with Brendon Watt. And I said, why? And he said, because you'll find out what it's like to have sex with someone who's kind, caring, and nurturing. Now, for my entire life, my mid-40s, my entire life, I'd pretty much chosen to be with men who were judgmental of me and my body. How many of you are choosing to be with someone who judges you continuously? And everything that is where you just try and uncreate it.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pod and pop, all nine, shorts, boys, millions.
So literally the first night I ever had sex with Brendon, I was so grateful. And it wasn't this expectation of something else had to occur. I didn't care if we never had sex again. It was like, I did go tell Gary, just for me, just for fun, and tell Gary. Because I was like,
never tell anyone except Gary.
Exactly. And I was like, I get what you're talking about. And the level of gratitude I had was so immense and so potent that literally I didn't matter to me if I saw Brendon again. Yet every single time I'd had sex with someone who judged me and my body, it was like I had to see them again because it matched the judgment of what I had decided I was, whereas what he showed me was this space. of possibilities. And I was just like, wow, I'm grateful from that space I can go out and create anything and everything. And then I was just grateful that it did end up showing up.
Which is relationship. And what it should be.
Yeah.
Is you have the space that you can go out and create anything, which is what relationships should be. You should wake up in the morning and go, wow, okay, I'm in this relationship, and now what can I go out and create that has never been possible before?
And everything, it doesn't allow you to choose that, or you just throw it uncreative.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, millions.
And one of the things that Brendon actually taught me at the beginning, because I was literally like, oh, if we have sex, X amount of times a week or X amount of times a day, that means we're in a good relationship. And he was the one that showed me it's not about the numbers, it's not about anything like that. And it was like I was always trying to prove something, and he was always so casual and calm and just like, hey, this feels like fun, let's play. And I was like, I remember one day when we were in Noosa, and he came up and he said he didn't want to have sex, and I took it as this total like, oh my God, the wrongness of me, the wrongness of me. And he goes, hey, do you want to go for a walk on the beach? And he goes, do you actually mean something more to me than just sex?
We hold hands?
No, we didn't hold hands.
Okay.
Brendon doesn't hold hands. And except when he's asleep. So, but one of the things was that he said to me, you mean more to me than just sex. Now, for me, I could handle the sex part. I couldn't handle the rest of it because I was like, OMG, he's actually looking at me as me and who I totally be.
Well, also, how many people in a relationship look at sex as approving to how good the relationship is? So if your sex is good...
That's what I was doing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it just made me lose my train of thought. Damn it. But if the sex is good, the relationship's good. If the sex is bad, the relationship's bad. Sex is sex. Relationship is relationship. So everywhere that you've combined them both, English, were you just trying to create it?
Yeah.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, millions. So what if sex was sex and relationship was relationship? What if they weren't, what's the word?
Intertwined?
No, something else. But what if they weren't mixed together? What if they weren't blah, blah, blah.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is. Everything that is times to God doing, we just try and credit.
Yeah.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
And one of the things that Brendon also taught me was, because he was like, how many times do two people have sex when two people desire it? Most of the time, someone is having sex because the other person is desiring it.
Now I just have it. Like, I just desire it.
Well, you desire it all the time. Now I'm used to that. But actually, we're still on the bands here. It's like, actually, I would say you didn't desire it all the time when I was trying to prove something.
Well, and also how much was I willing to receive from someone who was willing to contribute to me? And everything that brings up, all the y'all, we're just trying to create it.
Yeah.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, beyond.
So what if you were willing to have fun with your partner? What if it was a place of contribution, and it was a place of creation, and it was a place of play? What would that look like? What would that be today? And even, I'll give you a hint. It's like, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, yeah, I'd like that. It's like, at one point, someone used a line on me and said, hey, would you like to get naked and play? Even if you've been in a relationship.
So you're cheating on me.
This was before you, honey.
I was cheating on myself.
Even if it was like 20 years ago or whatever, it's ask, and it's like, say, even if you've been together for like,
did you do it?
Even if you've been together for like 20 years, ask, hey, do you want to get naked and play? Because the whole idea is, it's not about copulation. It's like, do you want to get naked and play? Something that is right and wrong, green, bad, pock and pot, all name shorts, boys and beyond.
Never tell your girlfriend or your wife who you've had sex with. It's not a good move. Just saying. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, I can definitely get the idea of that. But I mean, this has been an awesome conversation. Like, it really, really has. And I know that we've been through maybe a bottle of wine already, and we're here in New Zealand, and I went to Australia, so it's okay. It's okay to drink in the middle of the day. And also, I mean, like, Simone, with you and me, I mean, yesterday you said to me, what if us creating together was about creating more than ever before. We were having a moment of being girls and crying, and it just made me so grateful for you and what we create. But that is the energy of relationship, whether there is playtime or naked time or sex time or none of it or creation time. So, I mean, really, everyone that's listening to this conversation, what can you create from this? What tools do you now have available to you, and what possibilities? His favorite question, number one question on Simone and I's OMTimes radio shows, what possibilities are available that you have not yet instituted, that you now can from this radio show? I'm extremely grateful for the both of you. You both definitely make my life way more wonderful. And is there anything else that you would like to add or talk about or let the world know about what is going on with relationships?
Well, look at who you are and be grateful for you, and also look at the person in front of you in relationship and be grateful for them. Mm-hmm. So rather than expect or separate or project that someone should be something, look at who you're with. Be grateful for them. If you chose them for a reason. So look at, wow, if you woke up with someone this morning and said, wow, I'm so grateful for you, you add to my life, then would your life be different? And that's all I have to say.
I would really like to invite you guys to our telecall because, you know, I'm even going to talk about the difference between love and gratitude on our telecall.
We'll probably talk about sex and all sorts.
We'll talk about lots of different things. Yeah. And it's like, the thing is, and it's like, this is your life. Are you living it the way you would like to live it? Or is it something you can change?
And it's your relationship.
Are you creating your relationship you would like to actually have it?
Go, Hulse. Love it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
If you haven't got the link yet,